Alright, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex. I'm back. It is Wednesday night. Alright, this is going to be another YouTube video. This one's going to be for women and for men and for rockers who love rock music. So, the title of the YouTube video is going to be called Sex Game. The top 13 badass alternative heavy metal rock songs. And yes, it's for women and for men, and for rockers who love alternative rock and metal rock. Now, you know how I do my YouTube videos. If the video is that well received and very good, it will get a part 2 and, of course, a part 3. Now, we're doing part 1 first, and then we're going to see how good part 1 is, and then I'm going to work my way up to part 2. Each time I do a new YouTube video, it will be a different genre, a different timepiece, and it will be a completely new video for this audience. So it's for women and it's for men. So coming in at number 13 is the rock band called Saliva. Now, this is one of my favorite rock bands because they come in with this huge magnetic energy. Like, they can captivate any audience no matter what it is. Black, white, Latino, Asian. They have done tours everywhere. They've been in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Miami. They've been in Dallas. They've been in Houston. They've been in Mexico. They have toured all over the world. And they came in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And right in the middle of doing their third or fourth rock album, they got the offer of a lifetime. They got to be brought in to do one song for a professional wrestler by the name of Chris Jericho. And that rock song has stood to the test of time for 20 years. No professional wrestler has had a rock song that has lasted for 20 years. It's his theme song. Now, yes, there have been remakes. They have changed the words around. They have switched the words around on Chris Jericho's theme song. But in 1999, when he got signed to WWE, and he came in during that time of the Monday Night Wars, WWE versus WCW Monday Nitro. If you're a professional wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. That was like little over 14, 15 years ago during that time frame. And when he came out, you know, they talked about the walls of Jericho. They took battles, mythical battles from the Bible. And when you hear the lyrics, it gets you pumped up. It's like you can't wait to go to 24-Hour Fitness or LA Fitness or Planet Fitness and do your full-blown workout. Come on, you know I got you. Yeah, break down the walls, Jericho. You're living in agony of defeat. Break down the walls of a Jericho, now you know. Jericho, break down the walls. I was a huge professional wrestling fan, and besides The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H, I've always liked the Chris Jericho song. It fits his character. Like, there are not that many songs, when you listen to them today, that actually fits a character's, motivation. And Chris Jericho, would do the walls of Jericho, and every time he won the match, that theme song came on. Like, that song got me hyped. That song got me pumped. Every time Chris Jericho came out, I was a Jerichoholic fan. And Jericho would speak to all his fans. And that theme song is why I like Chris Jericho's character in professional wrestling. And this is 20 years he's had that theme song. Coming in at number 12 is L.A. Roxy. Now, that is a famous rock band that came like in those late 80s, early 90s. And she became like the third or fourth female artist to do like 3 different genres of music. Now, she's from the United Kingdom, and she had to lose her accent and speak American because people couldn't understand her when she did her first three albums in a rock band. Then there was some controversial. This always happens in rock. There's always sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? Well, like most women, she wanted to break away and become her own solo star. And they didn't like that. And when she went to the U.S., she did another album, was her solo album. And then it took her at least 4 or 5 years to gain notoriety. And then she came with her best hit. And then if you fast forward to 16 years later, when they did Judge Dredd, the reboot movie with Kyrie Irving, they actually used her song to promote the Judge Dredd movie and the movie trailer. And what I like about her rock song is that it actually teaches men how to understand what it is about the bad girl we find physically sexually attractive. Like when she does the song of the lyrics, it's like she know you're confused, she know you don't understand women, so it's her job to kind of explain to you what it is that black women, white women, Latino and Asian women go through 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So when she goes, I'm doing it for the thrill, I hope you understand. When she says I'm going in for the kill and I'm doing it for a thrill, I hope you understand. She's actually not just telling you a story. She's trying to explain to you from a woman's perspective why is it hard for you to understand a woman. Like if you're getting rejected at the nightclub or the bar, she's trying to explain to you why you're getting rejected. Like she's literally talking to you in the song, and there's only a few artists that can actually do that. Get on a mic, do a rock song, make it a love song, but talk to you as an audience and say, "Hey, you want to know why you're not getting why you're not getting nowhere with women? Let me explain to you why you ain't getting nowhere with women." And you got to respect her for doing that, because most artists are just about the fame, the fortune, and the money. She actually took it a step further. Now, some people don't like that. I'm talking about some men don't like it, and some men actually like it because it makes men go, so that's why I ain't got no shot. Like, she breaking it down for you. When she says exclamation mark, she trying to explain to you why you're having so much trouble with women. So I thank her, but other guys are like, man. So she made herself controversial, but sometimes you have to do that to stand out. Coming in at number 11 is Lost Boys. Now, if you were born in the 1980s, because I was born January 1986, and by that time frame, they were doing a lot of science fiction. You had Aliens, you had Predator, you had Terminator, and then we had this one movie franchise that fast forward 20 years later, they got 4 films called The Lost Boys. Of course, you know they had something to do with vampires in it, and it took a nice, good take on boy meets girl. And the first time I ever heard a badass rock song that actually played through the whole movie. Most rock songs are used to promote movies, television shows, and commercial trailers, but to actually take a rock song and to put it in the whole entire movie just to build up the fight sequence between Michael versus Keith Sutherland's character in The Lost Boys is badass and epic. You fast forward 20 years later, that very first movie, Lost Boys, stands up to the test of time. And then to bring that lead rock singer 22 or 23 years later to remake the song for Lost Boys 4 or 5, because there's like 5 films now, and to have him sing that song again is epic. Last night I run, cry, little sister, nice run home, cry to your mother. Just feel the emotion in that song, and then to do it 20 years later, and then to make you feel that emotion again with your hair stand up, that's impressive. Most people, most people forget the words and the lyrics to the song, but this is like an easy song to remember. And yes, we know that this song was remade from before, so this ain't the first time the song was remade. Of course, Marilyn Manson would come in and rewrite the song himself. So you got like at least 3 or 4 different versions of this same rock song called "Cry Me, Cry Little Sister." And Lost Boys was just only one of the movies that it actually made into the movies. There have been other movies that this song has popped up in, and it could be one of those love songs. Alright, coming in at number 10 is Rob Zombie. Now, Rob Zombie started in the late 80s, early 90s. Guy's popped out 10 to 11 albums. It's 25 years later. The guy has been an executive producer, film director, screenwriter. He's photo photographer. The guy's been a stuntman, and the guy directs some horror movies. Now, a lot of people like his music, but we all can agree, at least most of us, 99.99%, wish that Rob Zombie did not mess with Halloween. I mean, he messed with a masterpiece. He ruined the films. I watched Halloween. I mean, I gave him a shot when it came to Halloween, and a lot of people in the horror golf community do not like what he did to those Halloween films. But he put out some badass hits. Like for professional wrestler Edge, right? He made the perfect rock song for Edge because it complemented Edge's style. And the way you see Edge on the train and the subway station, and the way he did the song was so badass. Never gonna stop it, never gonna stop, never gonna scream if you want it, cause I want it more. Shout if you need it, cause I want it all. Doom, 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 never gonna stop it. Yeah, it's been a long time. I know I can't sing for shit. I mean, but I'm just telling you guys. Coming in at number 9 is Avenge a Sevenfold. Now, this is my best friend's rock band. Now, they're from right here of good USA, California, and they got their start in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they got compared to like 3 different rock bands. The first 7 or 8 years, they got accused of copying AC/DC, Metallica, Black Sabbath, and then their sound was almost compared to that of Disturbed, Korn, and Saliva. And when they were being compared to all these rock bands, people were calling them a hardened copy until they proved the naysayers and the skeptics and the critics wrong. They have survived 15, 20 years later. They've popped out like 5 albums. Now, my friend listens to all their rock music. I've only listened to 2 albums, but they have this one song that is played in movies, television shows, and video games. And that is a song that's been remade like almost 10 times. Like, I'm not making this up. You can do the research. You can go check this on the internet. I'm not making it up. They've actually made movies, television shows, and poems of this name called Hail to the King. Hail to the King, dun 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 dun. I mean, the beat is so hard. You know that when you hear that beat, you know there's a battle, and you know somebody gonna get their ass kicked. That's what I love about that song. You know, a story about talking about the king. Like you're paying tribute to the king. You're going to fight and go to battle for the king. You're doing everything in the name and the honor of the king. So they're not just giving you a badass hard rock beat, they're also telling you the story of a king. That's what I like about that rock song. I mean, they make some good badass music. I've listened to their 2 albums, but my friend, he listens to all their stuff. So this is his favorite rock band, so I put this on the list. Coming in at number 8 is Radioactive. Now, you know why I like Radioactive, because ever since they came out with their album in 2012, 2011, early 2012, and what kicked this off is when they did a video game called Assassin's Creed 3. The way that song was promoted for the video game is like epic, because most songs usually they use a movie, a television show, but this song was their best one. Radioactive, welcome to the new age, radioactive. I mean, and when you hear them say, it's like when you hear the theme song come on, it's like you want redemption. Like you seek redemption with this song. Like, yeah, the video might be a little bit funny and a little bit out of the way with the teddy bears, but the song, without question, was the best one. Because it popped up in a lot of movies. They put it in True Blood, Vampire Diaries, but when they put it in season 1 of Arrow, and they made it into a love scene, you could see Tommy Merlin, the son of the villain Malcolm Merlin from the TV show Arrow, where he's outside and he looks up in the window and he sees Oliver Queen kissing the woman that he took from him. Like, you can tell at that very moment, they used that song for that right moment. So this song's been everywhere. Even when they did a movie called The Fifth Wave, they would use this song to promote the movie. Like, this song gets used a whole lot. So it bears a lot of significance to it. Coming in at number 7 is Linkin Park. Now, Linkin Park is the best of the best at what they do. They're good at adapting now. They've put out 5 or 6 albums. They've lasted nearly 20 years. And they've had a whole bunch of songs that I like. But I like In the End. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I try to lose it so all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Doom, 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 doom. I mean, the fact that one guy breaks down the instrumentals, he tries to rap, rock, and pause. And we never had no one do that before. To bring in the rock, turn around and bring hip hop in, stop and pause, and then try to rhyme to tell you a tragic love story. And they're not telling you who it's about, but they're making it clear to you that when it's time to break up, it's time to break up. It's time to move on. This is the type of song you play when you've tried all you could in a relationship, whether it was a long term or short term relationship. You try everything you can with that ditch effort, and you play this song called In the End. And Linkin Park, they're good at multitasking. They can give you straight hard rock. They can turn around and give you something solid and give you a soft feel with a hard rock, metal rock feel to it. So that's what they're known for. Coming in at number 6 again is Saliva. Why? Because this is the only rock band that I know that can do two professional wrestlers' theme songs. Now, they actually did Triple H's theme song first, so a lot of people don't realize that. Before Motorhead came in and did Triple H's theme song, Saliva did Triple H's theme song first, but a lot of people don't remember that. People remember Chris Jericho's theme song and Dave Bautista. First, they did the instrumentals where they built Batista up as this monster, 300 pounds. It comes to the ring to beat your ass in the wrestling ring. To make him menacing and intimidating. And then they switched it and add words to it to describe his character and the storyline. And it fits Dave Bautista so well that 20 years later, everyone loves I Walk Alone, because it's trying to explain how a guy would go from a journey to seek redemption. Like when you hear they say this television is wicked with lies and deception and it has poison on its breath, how will I feel when I bring them down to the ground and I come and I walk in a way I walk alone? Like the way he just says I have the weight of the world on my shoulders, they break the lyrics down. It's like the person is singing and trying to tell you a poem in a song. And usually doing those two are usually hard to do in a song, because either you get the poem right and the song don't fit the poem, or the poem don't fit the song. In this case, they were able to pull off both for the character of Batista. And that takes a lot of practice to pull that off. Coming in at number 5 is Disturbed with Indestructible. I like Indestructible because when you hear the song, it's like pain and tragedy. It's like, how do you come back from pain? How do you come back from tragedy? Like, how do you bounce back and prove people that you still can go in there and still be the guy that you once was? Whether it's sports, whether it's the business world, whether it's in the gym, whether it's just life in general. And the fact that they make this into a rock song that has implications of a battle. You hear the sirens in the background. You hear the beat, dun 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 dun, Indestructible. It was like, oh shit, and the way he paused and going fast, and he coming at you with all his emotion, he letting you know that he's serious and he's passionate about the rock song. All right, coming in at number 4 is Korn. Now, I have another friend, and he loves him some Korn. All he will listen to is Korn, Korn, Korn. I mean, that's a lot of music. Like, to sit there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days. That's why you see me wearing the t-shirt of Korn, because he got me hooked on Korn. I mean, I was listening to their music in the late 2000s. They came in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I got exposed to their music from a movie called The Queen of Damn. And once I started listening to all of Korn's music, it's like once you listen to one song, you gotta listen to all of them. Then after 5 or 10 years of listening to those songs that you ain't listened to in a while, all of a sudden it feels natural, and all of a sudden you can sing the words. Like when the lead singer did Evolution, it touched me on a personal level, because it felt like as I got older, I needed to adapt, I needed to change, and I needed to evolve to be a better person, self-improvement wise. Evolution, done. And a million years from now, they'll say the mother is in the range. It's evolution. Yeah. Gotta memorize the words to the song. They say if you're not a real true rock fan, then you're not a real true rock fan if you can't remember the beat, the lyrics, and what day, month, and year the song was made. Like my homeboy, he knows all this stuff. He used to quiz the hell out of me, and as soon as I named the wrong year, he was like, "That's wrong, boop. You got the year wrong. You got the month wrong. It was blah 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 this," and I'd be like, "Man." So he's super serious. Sorry, I'm just trying to tell you, he's super serious. Coming in at number 3 is Marilyn Manson. Now, I like Marilyn Manson because he's controversial, he speaks his mind, he's not afraid of going against the grain. Like, most people are afraid that their career will come to an end. Now, he's an elevator because he elevates, he creates, and he delegates. He takes songs from 15, 20 years old and he remakes them and makes them better than the original song. Every song that you've heard of has been remade. Sweet Dreams, there are at least 5 different versions of Sweet Dreams. So it's hard to tell which, when you say Sweet Dreams, you just can't say Sweet Dreams. You gotta say the Marilyn Manson version or the girl who sang it before Marilyn Manson like 10 years earlier. Like hers is about love and heartbreak. His is about tragedy and finding love in the tragedy. You see, there's similarities, but they're different, right? Danny made this one called A Long Road Out of Hell. I like the song because it came from the soundtrack of Spawn. Dun, dun, long, I wanna live, I wanna love. I will not sell my soul for anything but you. Dun 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 dun. I wanna live, I wanna love, but it's a long road out of hell. It's been a long time. But Marilyn Manson's songs tap you in a different way that other artists can't reach you. Like when he does it, he make you sit down and make you think about, yeah, I might need to put the alcohol down. I might need to stop smoking and drinking. Maybe I need to stop messing around. Like he make you think. Like when he do songs, he make you sit down and think about everything you do before you go out and do it. That's what I like about him. Other people hate him for other reasons, talking about, the Bible, talking about other religions, and a lot of people do not like him because of it. And the fact that he would do stuff to upset and piss people off. Like the fact that he would go and say things on TV and not even consider you're going to get censored, you're going to get fined. And the fact that he became the first conscious person to just straight say some stuff out and people be like, I know he ain't just go on TV and just say that. I mean, he would say it. And you got to think about it. If it weren't for him saying it, you probably would not have somebody like Eminem saying the stuff he be saying. Like, don't no artists just say stuff from out of nowhere. They see someone set up a blueprint. Coming in at number 2 is Motorhead. Now, Triple H's theme song has been changed like 10 times in 20 years. The words have been switched around, the words have been added, the words have been taken out, but Motorhead became Triple H's identity. You can never mention Motorhead without mentioning Triple H. You cannot mention Triple H the Game, the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings, the 13-time world champion in professional wrestling without mentioning Motorhead. The two are like peanut butter and jelly, ketchup and mustard, oil and vinegar, fire and ice. You cannot separate these two. Triple H's identity is with the rock song. The rock song is with Triple H. When you hear the theme song play, you know you're about to get pedigree 4 times. When he comes out with that bottle of water, he got that gremlin look on his face, you know you're in trouble. Dun, dun, dun. Time to play the game. Ooh, dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Time to play the game. Ha ha. There's a line in the sand. Evolution. Then there's bow down to the kings, on your knees. And then they would actually play the original song of Triple H. Like, that song is Triple H. The game is the song because the two go together. And he's the only wrestler to have one song in 20 years. Most wrestlers have to be told your song's got to change. Not Triple H, not the game. You know, Motorhead, the lead singer, God rest your soul, rest in peace. Now, for the number one person is a rock song called The Cure. Now, you cannot mention this rock song without the movie The Crow. Like, the theme song goes along with the movie. We all will remember Brandon Lee. He is the son of Bruce Lee. He was a very good actor, very good martial artist. And this man worked his butt off for a movie called The Crow in 1994. Now, I was watching the Power Rangers at that time, and I was introduced to this movie called The Crow. Had never seen a movie like that. The fact that this movie was so well written, directed. Now, it's tragic that what happened to Brandon Lee. God rest his soul, rest in peace. But when you hear that theme song of The Crow, you can feel the passion, you can feel the hurt, the tragedy, the emotion of the actor who played the character. And it became a tribute because this is someone that did the movie and then was no longer with us. And every time I watch The Crow, the presence of Brandon Lee pops up, and the Crow, or should I say the actor who played the Crow, is there. Like, you feel what he feels. You see what he sees. If it weren't for the Crow, we probably would never have The Matrix. We would never have these types of movies. So the theme song does make you sit down and make you reflect about life. I call this the reflective rock song because it's going to make you reflect about everything you've ever done and what could you do in the future. So when you hear the song, "The Bring the Crow Now," that lets you know it's that serious of a song. Like, you could use that for any song, motivation. Like, you can use that song for any purposes that come to mind. So I was trying to make this video 26 minutes. I didn't want to make it as long as it should. Until next time, peace.